Okay, right? Is that right? Okay, right. So, very good morning, all of you. So, welcome for this weekend current affairs. So, as usually, any doubts, clarifications of previous sessions? Hmm? Anyhow, the Telangana Public Service Commission was geared up, right? And notifications maybe at any point of time or at the same time, the new dates for previously announced exams may be on the corner. Anyhow, this month you have the Andhra, as usually being an election year there, you have the DSC as well, right? In addition to. So the competitive is competitive. That calendar goes on. Then again, now that February we are in, March, banking, SSC exams like this, they will be announced. Okay. So completely up to August, you have the season of exams. In 1 month, another one exam or the another. So your simple task is to be into it, come what may. Okay, keep other issues aside, and especially gossips, come what may. Right or wrong, least bothered. Let it be so. But we are also be on our alert and attend the exams so that we can finally, we have to come up with the flying colors. Right. So online too joined Mini, Bhavani, Madhavi, and others. Right. So the February 1st, as usual, the union budget announced. But this year, instead of full-fledged budget, we are calling it as an interim budget or vote on account. Simple reason is of election year, isn't it? So definitely after the May, the new government will step in. If the same government there, they will continue the similar policies and add on and come up with a full-fledged budget. If it is a new government, again they have their own priorities and may alter the things, isn't it? And for last 10 years, the BJP led NDA is in power, and this is there for this season, the last budget. So from the beginning, one word they are making it Viksit, right? All V's they are focusing on this. What are the other V's? One is Vikasit. What is the other? Hmm? Other V's they are talking about. Mainly, the very catchy word of BJP-led government is Sabka Saath, isn't it? The word always they use the word Sabka Saath. So once, what it means Sabka Saath? Hmm? And Sabka Vikas, right? They are the two words regularly using as a development mantra from the beginning. And to this, they added recently Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, another Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Vishwas. Finally, getting the confidence of everyone is also important. They have to believe that yes, they are doing something, isn't it? So, to this part, when the development mantra and all the three ways, always the vision, right? The BJP-led government put the vision of 2047. They came up last time, right? They came up with this 2047 vision. What is this 2047 vision? Why 2047? 100 years of India's independence. So by using three Ds as our the core backups, okay, if I use the word your software language, the backup, what are the three Ds? Not 3D movie, Ds. uh, One D for demography, yeah, good. Another D, always India America used to be compared, democracy. Okay, finally, the people are the sovereign. You have to do everything for the people. People, government doing for the people, of the people, by the people, for the. They want to make it as real. And what the third thing? India is a land of diversity. So once you have this demography, the population is there, especially in the population, youth population is more. Attend that. And empowerment, the youth. How? For example, these mudra loans are coming up. Startups. So why, if you have some innovative ideas, you would come up. Let you do something, isn't it? So that once you started one even small organization, definitely will employ somebody. Instead of you are the job seeker, you are creating the jobs. Government is coming up. Then empowering the woman in all the way. Instead of now they're confining to whom? Competing with everybody, everywhere. Okay? Now, maybe the welfareism, okay? Buses in Karnataka and Andhra, they struggle from men. Men want separate buses now, not women buses. Uh, so, but anyhow, that's good enough. At least now they are on the move, mobility. And remember one thing from the beginning, even history shows the lesson that mobility is essential. It is sine qua non for development. Yes, it is. Okay, it's a must. You can't say that I will be here nowhere else. You will be there only. I will be this product. You will be there only. Any sort of fencing restrictions will be there. Once the mobility, that's it. Even when Andhra Telangana agitation is on, one of the reason number of thing is concerned why Telangana is still backward and Andhra compared is the mobility. Okay, why Kerala developed compared to other states of mobility of the people? Okay, at least Andhra, Telangana here only they are moving. These two, three states, South India, but it's not the case of Kerala, right? Wherever you will go in the world, nook and corner, you will find the Keralites, isn't it? So that the mobility finally lead to the development. You have to create. So that's create the stage they are creating. Mobility doesn't mean that you have to move all the time. Even moving your profession. For example, India is a caste-ridden one, and every caste has its own profession. Even coming out from that profession, adopting a different profession. Now it's happening for last 20, 30 years more often. Even now it is going to be more. So that movement is essential, transforming yourself. So, what sort of the facility the government is creating? Because finally, the government is a facilitator. When I want to move something, I need a helping hand. And comfortable helping hand is only the government. That to the beginners, isn't it? So, for the poor, even the rich, both required. And some social media posts I saw it, no? When the poor man is getting all sorts of subsidies and the rich man is getting rebates, but the middle class may be only watching. No doubt, because these are two extremes need to be addressed so that the entire country will be also. So, with this, how best we can make use of this demography, the population, our democracy, and diversity, different races, religions, castes, everything, languages, still we are living together. So, the projects, the planning has to be done keeping all these points in mind. Then only you can do that. And that is when the allocation of the funds will be done by the instrument of budget every year once it is concerned. The reason why everybody looked into the stock market price increase, decrease based on this, isn't it? How it be? Very crucial part is that. So when the BJP is taking all this one, now this budget, the Modi says, okay, four pillars of Vikas Bharat, use the word. In addition to that, youth, just now we said when the demography and the thing, you have to take care. The poor, no doubt we need to address, render the helping hand to come up, women, all the things, and farmers. As agriculture is the backbone for Indian economy even today, it transforming itself more towards commercial, more toward organic now. Again, in tune with that. Sometimes no, want to go back to nature, like go back to Vedas, go back to nature now. Okay, more focused on sustainable development. So farmer centric. Unlike old, now farmers are literates. Not only literates, they are highly qualified professionals. Even here and there, we are seeing no, the software people think they are doing a job and coming and doing it, applying the technology. Good, okay. And international organization like ICRISAT doing a human service. You have now information. Even YouTube, once you enter into how many innovatives are coming up in agriculture. Isn't it? So these need to be, and present interim budget need no doubt address and use the word this Viksit Bharat. Okay, either to sabka. Now use the word different one. And for main examination, need not be surprised as this itself is a question. Okay, examine how the four pillars of Vikar Bharat will lead to the development of the country. For example. Or specifically, what are the steps taken by the government to empower the youth, the poor, women, and farmers for the vision of Viksit Bharat? Like this, even the question can be framed from the mains point of view. And you need to know what are the different programs government undertaken for the youth empowerment, women empowerment, and for the betterment of the poor and betterment of the farmers. Yes, different programs let you summarize and make it at one point. Okay. So the essence we need to be rather than each specific programs. And this budget presented by the Honorable Finance Minister and sixth time, right, is presenting. This itself is a record. After Morarji Desai, previously, 6 times he presented. And her presentation started with 19. So wonderfully, the pick, all the picks of her, okay, presented this 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, okay, right. So, right now, only difference is this is an interim budget rather than a full-fledged budget. Budget is a budget anyhow. Got an opportunity. Even some posts we started how many minutes we spoke each time. Okay. This is the shortest speech, budget speech. Who's the first finance minister after India's independence? After India's independence, that is 1947, right? When you're talking about, and Indian Constitution came into force 1950. Okay, a full-fledged government we have only as per the Constitution of India after 1950, January 26, 1950. So in 1950s, who? And once in I'm subject to correction, either in UPSC, is it a civils or NDA? There they pose the question: who are the following prime ministers are not finance ministers? That means not submitted, not presented the budget as finance ministers. Even that question they posed. Okay, not. That means out of that, three are right, right? One is wrong. Like this, also the question may be then. Has Nehru ever presented? Very our first prime minister. Hmm? Anyhow, just now I said Morarji Desai, finance minister come, prime minister. Even Manmohan Singh, they also. Hmm. What about Jawaharlal Nehru? Did he get any chance to present the budget? Hmm? He got the chance. Okay, so check it once. Okay, the Google it. Okay, who are the prime ministers presented the budget? So that, because sometimes these questions, examiner wanted to give the simple question, but the same thing complicated one, isn't it? You don't know how the things will look into one. Anyhow, after Morarji Desai, she has having the record. I mean, along with Morarji. Now we can't say that after 6 times. So next may be the record. So we call this as an interim budget or vote on account. Both are the same or different. When you use the word or means it's the same, right? When a budget is a statement of account, when you're talking about vote on account, why? What is the need for budget? Okay. What is the final essence? In the end of it, appropriation bill will be passed. That is authorizing the government to use money from consolidated fund. Okay. So we have the fund called consolidated fund. What it means? Consolidated Fund of India. What it is? All the government receipts constitute the fund. Simple meaning, you can understand. No need to be complicated. All the government receipts, that is whatever the revenue or income, otherwise we call the government is getting, everything will be in that fund. Okay, in whatever be the format government is getting. To spend money, even that is a single paisa from that fund, approval of whom is required? Parliament is required. Okay, to spend even a single pie from the consolidated fund, approval of the parliament is required. So to get the approval of the parliament, a procedure is that yes, the budget, it will be presented, it is an income, this is an expenditure. Okay, for this financial year starts from, sure, April 1st to March 31st. So this we call, right, financial year. The reason why early the budget will be done. So previously February ending used to be, after the BJP-led government came, they started even early, so that you will get comfortable time, enough discussion on this will be done. And this is what we call the money bills, right? What is money bill? Hmm? What is money bill? And you know very well that money bill shall be introduced only in Lok Sabha, not in Rajya Sabha. Other bills can be introduced in either house, but money bill shall be introduced only in Lok Sabha. After passing the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha get only 14 days time. Within 14 days, Rajya Sabha say yes, sir. That means that clearly shows that Lok Sabha has the complete power on that. Once Lok Sabha approves, that almost are treated as an approval. Okay. So generally, that when you say the money bill, if it is linked up with the money, then nothing but where is that money? Consolidated fund. Either you are drawing the money or adding the money. Okay? Adding implies, for example, you are imposing more taxes. Right? New taxes has to be imposed. That itself is the money bill. Isn't it? And of course, recent controversy regarding Aadhaar. Okay? They are treated because of some political issues. Rajya Sabha, the government is not having majority. It was treated as a money bill. Then can it be treated as a money bill where nothing money is involved? But anyhow, in one form or another, in every law, there is some flaws are there. They'll make use of those things and try to do this one. So that is subject to the Supreme Court interpretation. So the money bill, once you said is anything, link up with the consolidated fund. Either you are drawing or adding something to it by imposing additional taxes, be treated. So the budget is a money bill. It shall be introduced only in Lok Sabha. And Lok Sabha is only having the power. Rajya Sabha is not having. Then how much majority is required to pass the budget? Simple majority or two-third majority? Though very minor points. Okay, always keep in mind those small things counts, my dear. Okay, it's by simple majority. Right. All receipts discussed in Raj. Right. So, once an appropriation bill authorized in the parliament is passed, that implies yes, budget passed. And this sort of election year, if it is a full-fledged budget, problems are there. After the May, if new party come to power, what is the question? Secondly, is possibility is that the present government, taking these few months in mind, they may woo the voters, okay, with the various populist schemes. At last minute to put off. So election commission norms are there. So keeping in view or to address this election commission norms, not to woo the voters in the way, plus keeping the tenure, this interim or vote on account budget will be introduced. Generally is a period of 2 months. If necessary, it will be extended. So if you see the budget, only allocation you will saw this everywhere, right? So for these 2-3 months, overall allocation is there, then authorizing the government to spend the money for the specific programs. Nothing more, nothing less. Though overall vision of the year is there, but main focus is on for this 2 months. 2 months period is an authorized. If necessary, it will be extended 1 month like this till the new government take over. Then after that, it is up to that government to make the process. So, government of India before the parliament in general election year, okay? Then, one more, the few things also let you aware because always the comparisons. Budget, full-fledged budget, interim budget. So, interim budget only outline the government anticipated receipts and expenditure, not much. But whereas all facets of government is including earning, spending, allocations, everything will be done it here. It's only for the transitional period. whereas it is for the full period. Okay. This is as temporary one is later after July, because May expecting, so they may get the time. So before July, they may present the full-fledged budget. So just a few things keep in mind on this. Then when it comes to the rupee, where it is coming, where it is going. So out of 100 rupees, borrowings and other liabilities itself is 28. Okay. And from corporation tax, GST and others, income tax you are getting more. So GST and others next is 18 rupees. Income tax 19. Corporation tax 17. What is corporation tax? Tax on the profits of the companies. Okay, that organization will be that itself is concerned. Then excise duties 5, customs and excise generally we together 459 that comes to. Then of course non-debt capitals 1 rupee and non-tax 7. Like this, how this rupee comes from the way. Similarly, while going, that is once you want to spend something on this, major spend to which sector you are spending 2020, right? So interest payments itself is going 20%, because the loans part if you are this 28% from the loans itself. So repayment and everything 20% will go is, and state share the taxes going to another 20%. So solidly 40% we are keeping aside on this ones. Then for central schemes 16 rupees it is going. And even there's allegation in both the Telugu states, as they are adopted more populist measures. Whatever be the populist measures, the amount is spending from where? Central government. So central government schemes renamed as state government schemes, branded something, okay, and adding it. That's what one of the allegation. And remember, that's the right actually. What's supposed to be done is when the central fund, it should add something and let more beneficiaries. Okay, but unfortunately, they are claiming as if their own. So it's all political, uh, uh, political skills they are applying there. Okay, the part is concerned. Then pensions around 4%, subsidies still at the 6, and this 6 is very important. Keeping the WTO, World Trade Organization's norms and everything, and to being this, we have to even to come down to 4. Right now, we are at 6. So, comparatively, in tune with this or nearby and this. And finance commissions and other transformation 8, defense 8, other expenditure 9. Even education, everything comes over there. Okay. Centrally sponsored schemes, these are central sector schemes. So sponsored is they will add 20% or 80% in depend upon the schemes, and states have to add something. This is exclusively central. When the national highways, for example, exclusively, and various infra projects exclusively central. So that 10 together almost are coming to 24%. The center is spending on this. So this overall thing is essential now at this juncture. You need not be looked into much the issues of the budget. Okay, all the things allocations and everything, because there is an interim budget. Let us not delve in detail with that. And coming to the constitution, is it which article of the constitution deals with the word budget? Nowhere they use the word budget. So the point you have to keep in mind is Article 112 of the Constitution, talking about only annual financial statement. That is, says the Constitution requires the government to present Parliament a statement of estimated receipts and expenditure in respect of every financial year, April 1 to 31st. So it's very clearly say this. So though in general we are calling this as a thing, constitution specifically the word was not mentioned, but it is a constitutional obligation for the government to present the budget. Okay, the statement of accounts every year. Even the date is also clearly mentioned as such. And technically speaking, is the president causes this to be laid before the parliament. So, on behalf of the president, finance minister will do so everything. So, we call annual financial statement. So, this fact you have to be keep in mind. Then, another thing, when this account is going on, vote on account, there one thing was abstained, one thing not followed before that. So this is the customary pre-budget economic survey. So this year they have not done with an economic survey. Every year just before this, economic survey will be presented. No economic survey. The reason why no discussion on this, no issue. But still, government came up with another note. What is that? In place of economic survey, government presented another one. What is that name? Hmm? That means you are not reading newspapers, not listening to news also. Hmm? So it's an Indian economy a review. Okay? Indian economy a review is an alternative report. Alternative to what? Economic survey. So this from the objective point of view, because the first time it came up now in recent years, keep this in mind. Okay. Is released alternate report, okay, prepared by this Office of Chief Economic Advisor. Okay, Ananta Nageshwaran. Even that name is also important for us. Okay. Now projected growth 5 trillions. Now India already entered into fourth position, right, at the world level. Recently surpassed Britain. Now aiming at, okay, by 2047, even ready to deal with the China, America, okay, the Russia. The next they want to be in line. So by 2030, 7 trillions they want to achieve. So let us see how the best how it can be done. Okay, make a note of. Then few more terminology which I felt is good enough for you to keep in mind while analyzing the budget, or especially for the mains. The terms quickly. When you use the word just now, I said economic survey is an annual report card of economy which is presented just days ahead of budget. And in that, what they will do? They will examine the performance of each and every sector. This is the most important thing in economic survey. Examine the performance of each and every sector. And of course, suggest the future news also. And that is in the economic survey. Then the deficit, one of the word they use is fiscal deficit. That is, deficit itself is a gap between the government expenditure and the receipts per particular year. So that is a government expenditure and receipts. That's a fiscal deficit. We have to be this. So moderate level of fiscal deficit, not necessarily bad. Okay, thing is concerned. Then contingency fund. Just now I talked about consolidated fund. All the government received constitute consolidated fund. What about contingency fund? Under president. What is that? For his personal use? Hmm. For emergency means if emergency imposed in the country, Article 352. Huh? Not that. Then what? In case of no doubt emergency, what sort of emergency that is? Hmm. Acha, Himabindu mentioned Indian economy review. Good. Huh? Contingency. So some amount kept with the President of India to meet immediate requirements in case of need. When you use the word emergency is right. When that generally arises, for example, suddenly tsunami came, droughts, right? Famines, too much of excessive rains or no rain, anything is there. From where the money has to be spent, isn't it? So in case of some natural calamities, immediately you address. Similarly, last time, no, Corona. Did anybody expect it? Then, if urgency required, from where the money has to be spent? Any sort of disasters happens. So, to meet this sort of emergency needs requirement, some amount kept in the budget itself that will be done. Okay, so that immediately work will not stop. Right, they will proceed. And at the state level, it's under governor contingency. And of course, disinvestment, another word, they're still going on. Public sector units, they are withdrawing the government share, assigning to private, isn't it? Then just now use the word appropriation bill, that is authorizing the government to draw the money from where? From where? From consolidated fund of India. Right? This is what the process of beginning with the presentation of the budget and voting on demands for grants required time. Okay. Then capital expenditure, another term, expenditure, okay, capital expenditure, expanding or improving the manufacturing facilities and increasing operational efficiency, capital expenditure, which result in the formation of assets. Okay. Then what is the financial bill? Anyhow, the money bill which we talked about is concerned, interim budget, then revenue deficit, fiscal deficit different, revenue deficit. So difference between revenue expenditure and revenue receipts. So these two parts you have to keep in mind. Then vote on account anyhow we discussed. Then outcome budget. So outcome means is how the various ministries and department has done their performance, that will be dealt in this. Similarly, primary deficit, another word used in this year is the fiscal deficit minus interest payments. Fiscal deficit minus interest payments. So once you are done it, it comes to primary deficit. So few terms, if you are aware of it, always advisable. Right? So that's about the budget and other allocations and everything. You can just go through. I think the other day somebody even kept it each allocation department, group, how many and everything, right? So you can have the glance it is. So any doubts on this? Maybe you said unforeseen expenditure, yeah, contingency related. Okay, so back to other news. The adroit politician, we may call it. Okay, so sometimes no, the words of great thinkers immediately we recollect. Politics is an option, I mean, it's a choice or a compulsion. Generally in India, for whom it is a compulsion? Because hereditary nature. Father so the son, daughters like this. They get habituated. Though the option is also there, some won't be. But for most of them, is an option. So once you are keeping your hands, this profession, that profession, that profession, now you want to be enter into politics. Will you give the priority to the politics, or the say 10 priorities are before you? Where you will market the politics, field of politics out of 10? Assume 10 profession you have chosen which you wanted to be. Finally, you have to get into one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Where you will keep this politics? Last. Sure? So none at the first in this group. Okay. So George Bernard Shaw, right? World renowned intellectual, said one thing. Politics is the last resort of a scoundrel. Is a famous saying of George Bernard Shaw. What it implies is because in politics, everything is or anything is possible. We don't know what sort of games will be done there. Normal life is entirely different from political life, isn't it? Only time will tell what is right or wrong, who is right or wrong. At that time, you can't even judge also. Okay? And now politics is nothing but an opportunities. If you feel that is a business of opportunities, whoever chases that opportunity, they will be the best politician, isn't it? You need not be confined to one political party. You need not be confined to one ideology. You need not confine to one thing. What you want idea is only seat, power, nothing more. And Nitish Kumar, that's what when I use the word adroit politician, a skillful. Adroit means a skillful, right? Wonderful. This, okay. And 9 times they has taken oath as the CM. 5 times get elected. Ex BJP, ex RJD, ex TMC, ex Congress, ex Shiv Sena. They very think about so many. Good. So his idea is only power, seat, right? Seat of power. For that, ready to do anything. From his point of view, is 100% right. From our point of view, right or wrong, he left it to is your opinion, isn't it? Hitherto is with the Congress and suddenly to the BJP. And surprising is you don't have the majority, right? Congress and BJP is having majority seats. He's having only 50% of Congress and 50% of BJP only. But they become the kingmakers. Whoever ready to give him the seat of power, he will be with that. Okay, so good enough in a way. So is an open for any collaborations, open for paid partnerships, and is the best-selling author. What Sabke Saath Apna Vikas. So wonderful post in the social media. I feel that. Okay, okay. Our people are very creative also. Okay. So when Modi is talking about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. So pehle apna, next is others. Huh? Maybe he is right. He is right, right? Even if you are preparing for your competitive, right? Finally, you have to win. You should get it, right? Others may call selfish. Let it be so, but you have to get into right. So I don't know what sort of lessons it is their concern, right? To achieve your goal, what's required? When the Gandhi's concept of means and ends, okay, especially in ethics, or you talked about means perspective, there's a linkage of end. Ends is the goal, right? Your goal, what it is, and means how, right? How you are achieving, what the process of achieving your goal. So Gandhiji talk about so the end, so the means, so the means, so the end. The linkage is there. Okay, relationship between the ends and the means. But whereas for others doesn't matter. Jo hi jeeta, wo hi Sikandar. There's a very famous saying. Whoever wins is the lion, right? When you're talking about his concern. How is next question? Became MLA or not? How we become least bothered? Become minister or not? Right? CM or not? Revant Reddy becomes C. How is the next question? Right? Modi became Prime Minister. How is the next question? Like this, now this is the thing. Even no individual level, are you earning or not? How is the next question? Earning is not only question mark. How is the next question? If that be the case, means doesn't matter. Whereas legally you wanted to do everything as per the procedure, established procedure, then the means matters. So unfortunately here, means doesn't matter. Ends only matters for them. Okay. So ethics got a different meaning now. And while writing, especially mains related, this sort of quoting the real life examples always counts. But your answer should be very balanced one. Okay. And something, if you use the word right now, badge Bernard Shaw. So I can't say directly you are so and so. If I say that politics is last resort, that is a general saying, right? To substantiate this sort of the things. And instead of use the word adroitness now, the skillful. Okay. Politics. Okay. What is politics? Polytricks. Okay. Poly means many. Who you play the tricks, that is a politics. Combination of these two is politics, right? Poly, just adding the word tricks. Enough. Huh? So entering into the politics is not so easy. Is not everybody's domain, right? Only few are skillful. So one way than the other you need here. Let's see. Only time will answer, right? Okay. And at the same time, another CM came differently, like Manmohan became accidental prime minister, okay, just by chance, and suddenly Champai Soren became the CM. Nobody thought about this, right? Why Champai Soren became the CM of Jharkhand? Another CM resigned. Why resigned? Soren resigned. Another, okay. Why? Again, ED issue, land scam issue. Okay. Even one day, no, missing CM, the big news all the way. Even at one time point, stating the finally the ED is going to arrest. So you want to make his wife as CM like Bihar, no? Lalu has did, Rabri Devi became. But somehow, instead of choosing the wife, a democratic at least, we have to say kudos. And the Jharkhand tiger is next rung in a way. Okay. Now became the CM. So instead of Hemant Soren's, now Champai Soren become in a way. So already taken over the seat. Anyhow, here appointed by whom? The CM is appointed by governor. Okay. Governor will appoint the CM, not a particular political party. That fact you have to keep in mind. Okay. Majority party leader generally will be called on by the governor to form the government and give the time. Now that Hemant Soren represent which party? Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and supported by the Congress and others. They had chosen him as a leader. Then he presented himself before the governor. As Hemant Soren resigned, then that party choose another. That leader now called on and given time of 10 days. Anyhow, politics demands another thing. Anything may happen. So all these Jharkhand MLAs are in Hyderabad now. Okay, taking cool in our resorts. I think near Shamirpet or somewhere else, right? They were kept for these 10 days. They'll be here. So that they won't be wooed by the BJP there. Otherwise, anything may happen. Isn't it? So this all camp politics goes on. Okay. So hope that nothing happened. And regarding Hemant Soren, he was the fifth CM of Jharkhand, okay, till that Wednesday from 19 onwards. Previously, he was also CM for 13 and 14, and his party, this JMM, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. And his father, Shibu Soren, was the first CM of Jharkhand after the formation of the Jharkhand. And unfortunately, in this case, he too was in the grip of innumerable corruption charges, including murder charges. At least here, landscape on him is only corruption charges. So let us wait and see how the things will be addressed. Right? So when the political politics, another celebrity entered into politics. So we have to wait and see. He was dilly-dallied for a long time. Even at one point, I think last year or before last year, he denied when his father announced. So finally, he came out. Perhaps he made it his mind now. But anyhow, he has to learn the lessons both from Rajinikanth as well as Kamal Hassan there itself. Okay. Now Chiranjeevi is far better. He formed the party, contested, okay, win the seats, at least, right? 18. Sure. And the voting also, no, percentage also more than 20, I think 25, near around 25% of share voting. So not a joke, right? He made it at least. So if he have survived, that's a different issue. Okay. Somehow you feel that is not his cup of tea, right? Politics, and back to the field. But when you come to the NT Ramarao and others, okay, MG Ramchandran there, even Jayalalitha, okay, they proved themselves. So we have both successful cine celebrities as well as not so. Only time will address finally, okay, what sort of things it is. Anyhow, one thing is, yes, he buys the time, ready to contest only 26 assembly elections, not now 24 elections. Now you don't want to think is concerned. So what is the party name? Tamila Jaga. Hmm? Actually, this Ja L, it means the same in a way. Okay? Tamilaga Vetri Kajagam. Vetri is victory. Vijay. Vijay name, right? Vijay, if you true translation, victory. Right? Translate English. And Tamil, it is Vetri. So party is on his name now. Okay? On his name only. Not on somebody else. But instead of directly address it, the meaning of it. Okay? Instead of Vijay, use the word Vijay means victory. Okay? So you put into this one. So anyhow, let's say this, hope the best. Okay? Happen. Then another unfortunate thing, sometimes it's supposed to be not happen, we feel sometimes, but still happen. Okay? Judge versus judge. So whom versus whom? Hmm? Whom versus whom? Hmm? What's the name of the judge? Main controversial judge. Justice Abhijit Gangopadhyaya. Of which High Court? Hmm? There's issue between single bench and division bench. Right? Yeah, good. It's a Calcutta High Court, single bench, division bench. So once the single bench order can be challenged in the division bench how many judges? Two judges. Okay, single, two judges division. Recently, no, Supreme Court delivered a division bench order on this. So one judge says another, another judge says another. So it's not treated as judgment. That will be referred to constitutional bench. 5, 7 like this. Constitutional bench minimum is 5. 5, 7, 9 or odd. At the time, majority is law. Okay? Whereas 2, it is not the case. So it's all the fake documents related issue. Single judge wanted to give it to the CBI. Division bench stopped that order. Unaware of it, again he issued an order. And plus pass on comments on fellow judges. So Supreme Court has taken very serious note of it and first stopped the case, then later transferred the case to itself. Now court is deciding. Now tell me, under which article of the Constitution Supreme Court can do so, transfer the case from Supreme Court, High Court, or stopping the proceedings in a particular case? Is nothing but the writ jurisdiction. The two writs, if you observe very carefully, the writ of prohibition, the writ of certiorari. Heard? How many writs totally? 5 writs. Which article? You can avail those writs. Which article? You can avail the writs. Article 32. Forgotten everything, right? Constitutional remedies. Okay, if the fundamental rights denied, you can go to the Supreme Court or High Court directly. Supreme Court under Article 32, High Court under Article 226. Okay, and court will issue 5 writs. Writs are nothing but an orders issued by the court for the implementation of fundamental rights. Right? So habeas corpus. If any person arrested without any reason or not produced before the court within 24 hours, any of his well-wishers can file a case because it treated as arbitrary arrest, illegal detention. Right? So the court will issue command, okay, that is ordering that person, no, habeas corpus, bring the body, okay, bring that arrested person within stipulated time. Mandamus, right? Another writ, commanding the authorities to perform their assigned duties. Every official has a specific duty. They have to do that as per law. They can't say, I will not do that. Then quo warranto, questioning the very validity of the public office holder. Because every public office puts some eligible conditions, norms are there. They should have that eligibility. If not, that won't be done. So these 3 writs are very, very crucial. But 2 writs, writ of prohibition and certiorari, is only relating to court. When you use the word of prohibition, okay, prohibition is stop, okay, stopping the lower court in continuing its proceedings in a particular case till the further orders were given. First, generally, court will issue that stop. Prohibit is stop hearing till we say so. In a way, stay. Right? Stop. Once it feels that better if that case was transferred to some other judge, some other court, or to itself, then the issue of certiorari will come into the fore. This is C. though pronounced as Sheshurari, look like this, Sheshurari. Okay. So this sort of thing happen, you should be able to recollect those things. Then your preparation will be holistic and complete. That's what number of times I used to say so. Okay, keep those things and recollect those things. It may or may not be given in the newspapers, may or may not be presented. Immediately you need to apply. Once you apply your theoretical knowledge, then only you can coolly remember everything. And especially you will recollect at the time of examination. The application of your knowledge is essential. Okay? So from theory to practice or from practical to theory, either way. Inductive, deductive, whatever method you have to apply accordingly. You're reading something, then recollect the articles. Just now I said no budget 112. Recollect it. When the relevancy is there, recollect it. Then it will be done very clearly. Yeah, 32, 226, Amini, Preeti, Madhuri mentioned in a way. Good. So recollect all those fire rates. This juncture. So in this fake caste certificate case issue, and Calcutta court is involved. Then, anyhow, once I talk about Supreme Court, recollect the Supreme Court recently celebrated Diamond Jubilee. Diamond Jubilee means how many years? Sure? Yeah. Yeah. 75 years. So, 1950, our Indian Constitution came into force. Right? When Indian Constitution came into force? January 26. Plus 2 days, 28th. The Supreme Court established. Okay? So the foundation day of Supreme Court of India is that. Previously, if you go back, federal court used to be there under Government of India Act 1935. Okay? Federal court now transformed to Supreme Court. Government of India Act 1935. Isn't it? So, even you may recollect when the courts established. Very in the beginning, you have Supreme Court of Calcutta, if you read that history. They used to call Supreme Court of Calcutta. Not entire India. Only 1935 Act, you have the federal court came. Though we have different high courts are there. High courts India established under which act? History again. So if you read that Indian freedom struggle, right, all those issues will come and go constitutional history. Okay. When East India Company rule ended and British take over directly. Say 1757, 1857. 2 years you have to remember good. What is 1757? Battle of Plassey. Good. Battle of Plassey take place between East India Company headed by whom? Robert Clive, whom we call the founder of British Empire in India. Number of competitive exam you will find this question. Founder of British Empire in India. Robert Clive, CLIV. And he fight against Bengal Nawab, Siraj-ud-Dawla. Okay? And he defeated Siraj-ud-Dawla, and Mir Jafar was made as a king. Mir Jafar is the brother-in-law, son-in-law of Mir Jafar. Okay? Then, of course, they got some Diwani rights. So from that, indirect rule started. After Battle of Boxer, directly East India Company started ruling. So to control, regulate the activity of East India Company, you have Regulating Act. British Parliament, that's what regulating, controlling the activities of East India Company in India, 1773. Every 20 years we have this Charter Acts. Once 1857, Sipai Mutiny, the first war of independence we call, no? Jhansi Lakshmi Bai, all are the Nana Sahib, Tantia Tope, all this fight. So after that, East India Company rule ended and British has taken direct control, 1858 Queen's Proclamation. Okay. Then British government started making rules and regulations for India. 1861, Indian Council Act. That first created high courts. What are the first high courts? Bombay, Calcutta, Madras. Three. Bombay, Calcutta, Madras. Then later, the system follows. Finally, in 1935, federal court was created. So that means previously there is no court for all over India. It's only every states we have. Now, all over India, 1935 federal court. So once our Indian constitution came into force, federal court was amended, and as per Supreme Court of India, came into force from 28th John, right, 1915. As it came from this, it became a foundation day, and now the 75 years over, then waited. So the first Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India. Number of competitive examinations you will find this. You know present. Chandrachud. What is the first? H.J. Kania. Kania. Okay. First Chief Justice. What is the tenure of Chief Justice? How many years? There is no time. Only time for retirement. Once they are appointed as the Chief Justice, or for that matter, Judge of Supreme Court, they will continue till the age of retirement. There is no any maximum limit or minimum limit, only retirement. Supreme Court judges, including Chief Justice, retired at the age of 65. Am I right or wrong? I use the word Supreme Court judges, including Chief Justice, retired at the age of 65. Supreme Court judges only retired at the age of 65. Which one is right? Out of the two? Chief Justice also a judge, no? One among the judges is the Chief Justice. There is no, I think, only who are generally the senior most will be appointed. So there is no any specific term or thing for Chief Justice. He will retire, he too will retire at the age of 65. Okay? There is no any separate provision or privilege. Okay? Now anyhow, it looks like Modi promised the new building, new infrastructure, digital infrastructure, especially for the Supreme Courts. Let's hope the best. Yeah, Modri, Bhavani, Ramya all means 65 only, right. Himabindu also mentioned Asma, H.J. Kania, right. Okay, right. So there's a few things you have to keep in mind. And another, the news came it up is 5 more wetland site was listed in the Ramsar sites now. Now total tally gone to 80. So 2 in Tamil Nadu, that is a Longwood Shola Reserve Forest and the Karavetti Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu. With that, now Tamil Nadu is having highest Ramsar sites, 16, 1-6. Other states not much. But anyhow, this time remaining 3 from Karnataka, Magadhi, Aganshini, right? Anka Samudra Bird Sanctuary. So, what do you mean by these Ramsar sites? Sure. So, this Ramsar Convention, adopted in 1971, is an intergovernmental treaty, we call this, provide for what? Framework for the conservation and wise use, both are there, of the wetlands and their resources. So, for the wetlands, part, it is important. So there are at least one of 9 criteria is there regulating supports everything, right? So India ratified convention in 1982. Now just say Tamil Nadu has the maximum number. That is, Tamil Nadu itself is having, with this two, it has gone up to 16 sites. Or Kolleru is in that, right? Anything in Telangana? So check it. And another news, CAA will be implemented within 7 days. Already this is over 4 5 days. Back this news. Let us see. Hope the best. What is CAA? Quickly. Citizenship Amendment Act. Though it was made in 2019 itself, right? It is still not implemented. It's still to implement, yet to implement. Why? It was not gazetted. Okay, though it become act, it need to be gazetted. Why? Of course, the political reasons. Okay, implementation is concerned. Now they are ready to implement. So what this act is giving citizenship to whom? Illegal immigrants. Okay, illegally they came to India, but still giving you them the citizenship. From which countries? From 3 countries. What are those? Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and belong to 6 communities, not to everybody. Right? Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs, Parsis, and Christians. Who are the excluded? Muslims are not here. As Muslims are not in this, they protested. Okay? Because of their protest, at the time it was not done. Then in between Corona came, focus shifted and everything. Now they are planning to implement again. So we have to wait and see when it will be done. So quick recollection of those things. You are granting citizenship to illegal immigrants. That's what the aim of the CAA. Granting or giving citizenship to whom? Illegal immigrants. Illegally came to India. No passport visas, right? Came from, not to everybody, from 3 countries. Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Not from Sri Lanka, not from Myanmar, not from Nepal, nothing like this. Only from these 3 countries. Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Sikh, Parsi, and Christians. Mainly Muslims excluded, though Muslims itself constitute more than 60%. Okay. Last time we discussed in detail also. Okay. So let us wait and see it is. Then another thing, new Ram Setu, it looks like coming up. Okay. Indian government plans to build 23 kilometers bridge between India and Sri Lanka. Let's hope the best. Okay. How it be done and when it will be done. But plans are now. Now, another thing regarding India-China relations and the Maldives part is concerned. Chinese research vessel Jiang Anghong on its way to Maldives in a way. So that itself is a, so try to remember that name. Though India have its own apprehensions, security concern, but it's a Maldives personal issue. Okay, it's up to the Maldives to permit, not to permit. Only Maldives says, as I briefed you last week, it will not permit any other activity there. Only it will come and go. No research will be permitted. So let us see how it previously Sri Lanka also this vessels been to. So it's we are considering them as spy. Then of course International Court of Justice ICJ came up heavily on Israel, like genocide it is making. So Israel shall take measure to prevent commission of all acts within the scope of Article 2 of Genocide Convention in relation to Palestinian, because Israel signed it. So it requested, because now Israel is launching its operations in Gaza. So possibility in the war, you may kill somebody. And especially it doesn't matter if the women and children, right? Anybody can be affected with the bombs or the thing is concerned, or the once you ravage the homes and everything, anything may possible. So it's considered you have to address this issue. And one interesting note you have to keep in mind is out of how many judges in ICJ, International Court of Justice? 15, right? Out of these 15 judges, one judge is still Indian, and our Indian judge supports the order against Israel. India is not supporting, right? India right now with Israel rather than with the thing. But anyhow, we are not for war. We said it, you resolve the issue. But overall, we are rendered our support to Israel rather than the parties concerned. But an Indian judge is not. And one fact you have to keep in mind, judge is a judge, right? Whether he is Indian or other countries, doesn't matter. He has to apply his own mind and deliver judgment according to the existing laws of the country as well as existing laws of the nation, international, if at all. Being the judge of ICJ, you have to go with the international treaties and the thing. It doesn't mean that I belong to, is not the politics, right? There's no need to take any political line. So what's the name? They not kept the name here then. What's the name of Indian judge now? That he which Bandari? Yeah, Dalvir Bandari. Asma mentions Asma and Himabindu mentioned. Dalvir Bandari. So try to recollect at the time these names and regularly appeared in the exams. He's a Dalvir Bandari. What's the term of judges? Are they too retired? Specific age? 9 years. Okay, there's no retirement age there, right? Only 9 years is the term. Can they be re-elected? Yes. And he get re-elected. It is second tenure right now. Then, of course, one more thing, new method for death penalty, nitrogen gas used. So once you pump the nitrogen gas, body consists of oxygen. Now nitrogen replaced oxygen. So the person will die. It's a new method of execution, putting the person to death. Capital punishment we call. Is it India legal, capital punishment? But as a last resort. Court says, use it as a last resort and we'll hang him to hang till death. Traditional method is still going on. America, they don't want it to be. So different methods experimented. Now, this is a proven method. Then maybe in the course of time, others will do that. Anyhow, its own things. And NATO commences largest military exercises, steadfast defender. So after the Cold War, this is the first time that this much of exercise they are doing. Steadfast Defender 2024 is like this because it's entire different name. So it's a military exercise by NATO. What's the full form of NATO? North Atlantic Treaty Organization. How many countries are there? It's an American-led military pact. Okay, a security bloc. Attack on one country, treated as attack on every country, called collective security. All countries together has to fight. It's an American-led military bloc, a collective security measure. Attack on one country, treat as attack on every country. Now, how many countries now? And one more country, last time, one more country is ready, as a Turkey agreed. So right now, 31. It's going to be, it's yet to be, right? 32. Where is the headquarters of NATO? Brussels. In which year it was established? 1949. Okay, right. So recollect those things it is. Then, yes, 31, Sweden, right. Then, Elon Musk's Neuralink implants, now the brain chip came. Now experiments on animals over on humans. Let us see where we will go. Okay? Okay, let us see. Only the time will answer how the things will be that. Anyhow, they said it helps to treat the neurological disorders like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's as well. So, how the technology is used is the most important thing, right? For constructive purpose or destructive purpose. Our Robo movie, clearly reflects that, right? Then another thing, former Pakistan PM sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. So every civilian become the prime minister. If it's not tasty to army, they end the matter. In Pakistan, army, Allah are the commanders. Okay, are the two A's, crucial role by army and Allah. Allah is the God, right? Being this is the thing is concerned, you can't go against these two A's. The moment you overlooked, there end the matter. Initially, Imran Khan was bought by army only. Their honeymoon runs for some time good. Then some breakup. Now the result is in jail. So every prime minister's fate is looks like this. So army is so powerful. Army is ruling rather than just a protector. Then, of course, one more last news regarding this Paris Olympics are shortly coming up, right? From April 16th to July. And the other day, Abhinav Bindra was selected as the torch bearer for this 2024 Paris Olympics. So that anyhow, this name goes on it is, and but for this. So that's all for today. Any doubts, clarifications? That's it. Right. Yeah, he's a shooter. Good. Right. Right. Okay. ఇండియా అవ్వాలంటే అవ్వచ్చు వాళ్ళు ఇన్వైట్ చేస్తే బట్ జనరల్లీ అవర్ పాలసీ ఆఫ్ నాన్ అలైన్ నాట్ టు బి విత్ ఎనీ మిలిటరీ బ్లాక్ ఐదర్ అమెరికా ఆర్ రష్యా దట్ రీజన్ వై వీ స్టార్టెడ్ నాన్ అలైన్ మూవ్మెంట్ నాట్ విత్ అమెరికన్ మిలిటరీ బ్లాక్ నార్ విత్ రష్యన్ మిలిటరీ బ్లాక్ వీఆర్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఆన్ అవర్ ఓన్ సో if you stick on to that policy you can't. If you want to undo that policy you can. The reason why a new concept came, NATO plus. NATO is NATO, NATO plus. So few like-minded countries maybe come under this. Now the Chinese security perception is at its high. So to address these Chinese concerns, there is a proposal for NATO plus. If that be the case is concerned, like Japan and these countries, no, may become the members of it. Otherwise, no. Right now, we have not agreed with anything, and there no need also right now. So, but innumerable agreements we are signing in tune with that. Okay, whatever be the defense deals, security pacts, almost all in tune with those things. Right now, India is not. Is not having any security pact with any country like this. Only to some extent, Russia. We have the peace and friendship treaty. The treaty says attack in any country, treaty is attack on both the countries, and we have to help each other. So 1971, that's the reason why it came into our rescue, Russia. Okay, but that clause is optional, not a must. The reason why now Ukraine-Russia war, is it a must for India to enter? There's no. Otherwise, we have to be with Russia, keeping the treaty because the treaty is alive. But again, there is an option. Optional clause is there. It's not a must. Whereas NATO countries is not. It's a collective security measure. Okay. Okay. Right. So thank you very much. So see you next week. Bye.